seeing with this advisory? Are there any surprises?
No surprises, I don't think. I mean, we were talking a little while ago that we thought that maybe they would be unchanged from the 5 o'clock advisory. This intermediate advisory at 8 o'clock is indeed basically unchanged from the earlier one. The winds are still at 60 miles an hour. Pressure 997, right where they were before. Northwest at 20. That's basically where it was before. I mean, I think it was 21 miles an hour at 5 o'clock. But no significant changes in the last 3 hours, really. And that is not too expected. And it's because I don't think it's, there are not a lot of thunderstorms right near the center. And we'll get to that in just a minute. But let me just give you some perspective. Where the storm is, that's about where the storm center is, Isaac, and there's some impacts now of some outer circulation, maybe some storms, some moisture related to Isaac coming into southeast Florida and getting very close to the Keys. And if you want to have a look at that, we'll have a look at that in just a second. Let's look at the cone. This really didn't change either, really, since the last update. We're still looking at a timing with the center coming very close to the Florida Keys, right in there, Sunday evening, Sunday night, so perhaps the center getting very close to Key West with a lot of, it's a very wide circulation, so impacts will be coming in well before then.
And looking here at the intensity, this is somewhere between where it could go from a tropical storm to a hurricane.
Yes, the water here in this region is very warm, and the warm water is also deep, and that is a lot of energy out there ready to be tapped for Isaac. So that's in Isaac's favor for intensification. There are a few other things that we'll look at later that maybe are sort of inhibiting that just a little bit, but I think there is a good chance for some slow intensification anyway in this region. That's exactly, the Hurricane Center does have it going up to a 70-mile-an-hour storm. And about
so this all makes sense to you?
All makes sense.
Okay, so that works. Now we're moving into the Gulf now.
Yep.
Still very warm waters.
Right.
And the intensity going up.
Going up, yeah. We think maybe some of the higher altitude winds won't be as strong, so they won't be able to tear apart the thunderstorms as easily as maybe they are now. And it's not so much that it's windy, but there are strong enough winds to get some dry air into the circulation now that we don't think will be as much of a player early next week when Isaac is in the Gulf.
The dry air hinders the development.
Yeah, it does. When the thunderstorms get dry air into the circulation, that kind of promotes a downdraft. And what that does is that actually sends an outflowing air and actually increases the surface pressures underneath the storm. That's exactly opposite to intensify. So it actually weakens the storm. It does it down, in, and out.
Instead of going up and out.
Right, exactly.
Okay, so, and we're also looking at another thing here. If the center of the storm is somewhere in this, particularly in the western side, there's less land around as well.
Yep, that's right. I mean, but it is a large circulation, but you're right. I mean, if the center of circulation, say, is on the western part of this cone, then most of it, if not all of it, will be over water. And the primary part that you look for being over water will be over water, and then land will not be inhibiting intensification pretty much anywhere in that cone, unless, of course, it's on the far eastern edge. But we don't think it'll be all the way over there.
But even if it is all the way over, they're still going to have impacts.
Absolutely, absolutely. No matter where Isaac's center ends up in this cone, Florida's west coast certainly will have impacts with Isaac. Lots of showers and storms and gusty winds, and in particular, storm surge with the wind coming off the water and over land. So they're forecasting some 3 to 5 foot storm surge, and in some local cases even higher than that along the west coast of Florida. And so, if you want to have a look here, then it goes up. Then the storm begins to slow down a little bit, and once it comes in, I mean, we haven't talked about this much at all, but some of the models slow this down. Look, this is Wednesday, Thursday, so in 24 hours, it only moves that far. It's got a lot of rain with it.
That's the key.
Yeah. So it could have a lot of flooding in this area. So, this could be a big rainmaker and potential flooding problem once it comes inland. We think it will happen Tuesday night and